Self-confidence is something that it took years for me to be able to really develop, and really from a place of non-ego. And it took me years. I struggled with confidence all of my life, really, all of my life. Welcome back. Thank you all for being here. I'm so grateful to have you here. I am Nicole, and this is the Divine Healing with Love channel. Thank you so much for being here. So let's talk about self-confidence. Self-confidence is something that is really the key to life. Self-confidence, to me, goes right with self-love. That's the key to life. That's something that we all should have and we should all embrace. Because again, to me, it goes right with self-love. So I always do this in my videos. I tell you part of my story so you can connect and relate, hopefully. And, you know, you can see pieces of yourself within my story as well. So for me, I struggle with confidence, self-confidence all of my life. I did not become confident until, you know, within the last year, if I'm being honest. I was definitely a person that when I was a child, I would look in the mirror and pick everything apart. Everything would be wrong. Nothing would be right. I was so hard on myself. I never felt good enough. I never really felt good about myself. I never felt good about my looks. People would tell me, "You're so pretty." I didn't believe it. I would be like, you know, pretty, I guess I'm cute, maybe, like when I fix myself up, but pretty, no, I don't see it. So as I got older, I think that, you know, if I'm ranking my confidence as far as like from 0 to 100%, I feel like as I got older, I was probably in my 20s, maybe operating from a 50% self-confidence rate at that time. I felt, you know, a little bit more confident, but not where I should have been. And I would tap into if I did get confidence, it was more from an ego place, not really a place of love. You know, it was more ego based, which is not, your confidence should not be operating from an ego place. It should be operating from a place of love, because when you love yourself, you are confident. And, you know, when you're operating from ego, your ego is in control now. Your ego is calling the shots and, you know, sailing the ship, essentially. So your ego is pushing you to believe like, you know, I'm this, I'm that. And your ego is telling you that. Not to say that those things aren't true, but self-confidence should always come from a place of love. Always. It should be about love. It should be about you loving yourself. You could say you're a bad bitch in the mirror all day, but do you really, like, do you love yourself? That's what you have to say. Like, I used to do that. Like, I used to be like, oh, you know, if I dressed a certain way to go out, oh, you look bad. Oh, you know, you look good. You know, trying to develop that self-confidence within. And that really wasn't the way to go, you know. And I'm not saying you can't tell yourself that you're bad in the mirror. I'm not saying that. That's great to do. But putting the awareness there, is this a place of ego or is this a place of love? Am I going to Instagram or Facebook posting these pictures to get love, or do I love myself? Am I posting pictures for me because I love myself? Again, putting the awareness from not on ego, but am I operating in ego or am I operating in love? You should be operating in love, not ego. So putting that awareness there. So for me, you know, it took, again, once I started loving myself, because again, I said in another video, self-love video, I didn't love myself until about a year ago. And I'm 36 now. So that was 35. So that was 35 years I did not love myself. Okay. And I mean, that's really, it's sad to say, but so many of us, we operate in a place of we don't love ourselves. And if we don't love ourselves, how can we really be confident? Confidence coming from love, self-love, not ego. So it took, you know, for me to start loving myself to be able to feel more confident and feel better about myself, and letting myself know that I am worthy. I am worthy and I am good enough. So when I started, like, you know, I would go on Instagram and I would see, you know, on my Instagram, I love to follow other women who are out here successful and, you know, looking good, and you can see that they feel good, you know. So I love to look at that because I just love to see it. I really do, because I'm all about everyone. I want to see everyone win. So I would look at those things, and then I would start to feel bad about myself. And I had to start realizing that everyone has their own journey. Everyone has their own story. And I had to start telling myself and affirming myself. I had to start affirming that I am good enough. I do look good. I am beautiful. I literally had to start, in order to develop self-love and self-confidence, more self-confidence from a place of love, I had to start looking in the mirror and say, what do you like about yourself? What do you like? Do you like your eyes? Do you like your nose? Like, I had to start doing that and telling myself, you know what? I love your lips. I love your forehead. So my forehead, like my forehead and my teeth, those were always things for me that were like, I used to hate when I was younger. So I had to say to myself, you know what? I love your head. I love your forehead. You have a bomb ass forehead. Your teeth look good. Like, I had to really start doing this to myself in order to develop that self-confidence. But not only did I have to say it, I had to believe it. You know, I had to believe this stuff, because you could say this stuff all day long. People could tell you this stuff all day long, but do you believe it? You know, many of us go to social media for affirmation, whether you knowingly do it or not. Many of us do that. You know, we base our worth off of likes. That may be triggering to some, but it's true. I'm sorry. This is we speak the truth here. I speak the truth. I'm sorry. If it triggers you, that means you're being triggered to deal with that and to heal it. We look to likes and comments for affirmation. But I'm here to tell you right now, you need to affirm yourself. You need to affirm yourself and tell yourself you're good enough. You're beautiful. What do you like about yourself? You know, and there's nothing wrong with self-improvement. You know, I've talked to clients and they told me, you know, I don't like this about myself. Okay, it's nothing wrong with self-improvement. Work on to become your best version. But in the meantime, embrace it. Embrace where you are right now. Embrace it. You know, you may want to lose 20 pounds. Start working on that. Start working on it. But in the meantime, start telling yourself, you know what? I love this body. I love you. I love the way my stomach looks. I love the way my legs look. But start working, even if you want to lose weight, because again, self-improvement is nothing wrong with that. But start accepting where you are now, and then the weight will fall off. You take that aligned action and do what you're supposed to do, it'll come off. But I encourage you today to think about, are you loving yourself and having self-confidence from a place of ego or love? Do you look to social media and other sources for validation? Are you validating yourself? Are you affirming yourself? Because I'm here to tell you, if you cannot do that for yourself, it will never be enough coming from other people. It will never be enough. It will never be enough to fill your cup. You will constantly be chasing that affirmation and confirmation from others and the validation. If you were looking to your partner to constantly affirm you, you will constantly hold on to what this person has to say. And if they don't show up for you the way you want them to, you will be let down because you're not affirming yourself. You're not validating yourself. You have to be able to affirm and validate yourself and work with your self-confidence from a place of love versus ego and looking to outside sources to validate you, because you will never be satisfied from outside sources. You have to do it within. And you have to know, like, I walk out the door knowing, you know what, I look good. I can actually say that now. Even if I do have on, you know, some sweatpants and a t-shirt and no makeup, which most of the time I don't wear makeup. I wear makeup for these videos, but in, you know, social situations, but most of the time I don't wear makeup. But I can look to myself and say, you know what? I look good. I don't need a person in the street to walk up to me and say, you look so beautiful today. That's a bonus. That's great if that happens. It's nothing but a bonus. That's it. Because I already told myself I look good. So anything after that, I told myself that morning, I'm beautiful. So anything after that is a bonus. That's just an extra treat. That's just an extra sprinkle on my dessert. Just anything extra. And that's great. But I've already fulfilled that within. And I already know that I look good. I don't need to pick myself apart anymore. I don't need to tear myself down. I don't need to speak negatively over myself anymore. I don't do it anymore. And when I find myself slipping into that, being hard on myself or speaking negatively over myself, I snap right out of it and say, nope, we're not doing this. You're doing great. You look great. Own it, embrace it. You're beautiful. And you're beautiful inside and outside. So I want you to think about self-confidence, what that means to you, what that looks like for you. Are you operating from ego or love? Do you love yourself? Ask yourself these questions. Journal it. Look at yourself in the mirror. Sit down and reflect. And really think about what that means to you. What does self-confidence mean to you? What does it look like? And with social media, do you look, when you post a picture, are you basing your value and your worth on how many likes or your comments? Think about those things. So that's the end of this video right now. I'm thanking you all so much for being here. If no one told you that they love you today, I love you. I'm sending you so much love and light. Thank you for being here. Please like and subscribe to the channel. I will see you all in the next video. Thank you so much.